Have you ever sat in the silence and wondered if your words were actually going anywhere? I remember a season where I did everything right. I had my Bible open, I was on my knees, but it felt like my prayers were just bouncing off the ceiling and falling back down around me. It's a lonely feeling, wondering if the creator of the universe is actually listening, or if you're just performing a religious task for an audience of one. If you've ever felt like God was silent right when you needed him most, I want you to know you aren't doing it wrong. You're just human, and there's a reason for that silence that might actually be the most beautiful part of your journey. The struggle, performance versus connection. The specific pain many of us carry is the feeling that prayer is a performance. We use the churchy words, we try to sound spiritual, but inside there's an inner conviction that something is missing. We want God's hand, we want the results, the answers, the quick fixes. But in the rush, we often forget about his heart. We treat prayer like a vending machine rather than a relationship. This is the struggle of the spirit versus the noise of our daily lives. You aren't alone in this. Even the people who seem the most spiritual struggle to silence the static. 5 signs you're moving deeper. When prayer stops being a task and starts being a connection, you'll notice these 5 things happening in your life. A shift in perspective. It starts when you stop rushing into your list of wants and just pause to remember who he is. When you start with who God is, his faithfulness and his power, your heart begins to soften. You'll find a deep peace that has nothing to do with your circumstances. You stop trying to control what he does because you finally trust who he is. The prayer of surrender. You'll notice your language changing. Instead of "God, do this for me," it becomes "Your will be done." This isn't giving up, it's a surrender that brings freedom. You start desiring what he desires, healing for others, justice for the hurting. Your heart begins to align with something much bigger than yourself. But what happens when you feel like you just can't carry the weight of the day anymore? Finding daily dependency. You'll start to feel a sense of purpose even in your weakness. We ask for daily bread because we aren't meant to carry next week's burdens today. Prayer becomes a daily reminder, I can't do this without you. That's not a sign of failure, it's a sign of a healthy soul. The clarity of confession. You'll experience a sudden clarity about the things holding you back. A conviction about sin isn't God shouting at you, it's him clearing the channel between you. When you're honest about your mistakes and forgive those who hurt you, the walls come down. The air feels lighter. Finally, you'll realize that prayer isn't an escape hatch from life. It's the muscle that gets you through it. You'll find yourself with a quiet strength in the middle of a trial that used to break you. That is the Spirit growing within you. Sometimes you'll pray and hear nothing, but look closer. Is there a message repeated in your life through a friend, a song, or a verse? Is there a peace during uncertainty that you can't explain? God's wait is not a no, it's development. He is preparing the person he wants you to become for the answer he is about to give. This week, try to pray true rather than pretty. Talk to him like a father who already loves you. Pause and remember his character. Surrender your plans for his. Lean on him for just today. Clear the air through forgiveness and ask for the strength to stand firm. If you're feeling bold, try silencing the noise by skipping a meal or a digital habit for a day. Let that physical hunger remind you of your spiritual need for him. Which of these resonated with your heart today? Was it the need for peace or perhaps the struggle with surrender? Comment one word below that describes what you're feeling right now so we can support one another in this journey.